Jennifer Lopez's former publicist turns juicy gossip career into a work of fiction in the glittering world of Hollywood, where image is everything and truth is often negotiable. Few roles are as powerful, or as invisible, as the publicist. They are the architects behind the illusion, the gatekeepers of fame, and sometimes, the keepers of secrets. But what happens when one of them decides to stop spinning stories and start telling them? This is the story of a former publicist to Jennifer Lopez, and how a career built on managing juicy gossip transformed into a bold leap into fiction. Before the books, before the buzz, there was the grind. Long hours. Crisis calls at midnight. Carefully crafted statements designed to calm storms the public never fully sees. Our protagonist, let's call her Alex Rivera, was once one of the most trusted voices behind some of the biggest stars in entertainment. Alex, VO. You don't just represent celebrities. You protect them. You anticipate disasters before they happen, and when they do, you rewrite the narrative. Cut to dramatized reenactment. Alex coaching a celebrity before an interview. Alex, to client. Smile, but not too much. If they ask about the breakup, pivot. Talk about your new project. Always control the story montage, tabloid covers, gossip blogs, red carpet interviews. Working with global icons like Jennifer Lopez meant living in a constant state of urgency. Every rumor mattered. Every headline had consequences. Alex, VO. There were days when a single photo could derail months of planning. And nights when we'd plant stories just to redirect attention. Pause. Music softens, yes, plant stories. Because in Hollywood, gossip isn't just accidental. Sometimes, it's strategic. Scene darkens slightly, slower pacing. But living in a world where truth is flexible comes at a cost. Alex, on-camera interview style. At some point, I started asking myself, whose story am I telling? And why? Flashback. Alex staring at a computer screen filled with headlines. Headlines, overlapping audio. Sources say. Insider reveals. Exclusive scandal. Alex, VO. I knew which ones were real, which ones were exaggerated, and which ones we created. Music shifts, hopeful, curious, then came the idea. What if all that insider knowledge, the secrets, the manipulation, the drama, could become something else? Something honest, through fiction. Alex, VO. I couldn't write a tell-all. That would burn bridges. But fiction? Fiction lets you tell the truth. Safely. Scene, Alex typing late at night. Her debut novel would draw heavily from her experience. Thinly veiled characters, eerily familiar situations, and a behind-the-scenes look at an industry obsessed with image. But instead of headlines, she created arcs. Instead of damage control, she explored consequences. Alex, VO. In PR, you erase flaws. In fiction, you highlight them. Scene, rejection emails, phone calls, pacing. Breaking into publishing wasn't easy. Ironically, her experience controlling narratives didn't guarantee anyone would believe in hers. Publisher. Dramatic reenactment. It's compelling. But is it too insider? Too risky? Alex. That's exactly why it matters. Music rises. Book cover reveal. When the book finally hit shelves, it didn't just sell, it sparked conversation. Readers weren't just drawn to the drama. They were fascinated by the authenticity. Reader. Testimonial style. It feels real. Like you're getting a glimpse behind the curtain. Split screen. Praise vs criticism. Not everyone was thrilled. Entertainment commentator. You have to wonder how much of this is fiction, and how much is confession. Former colleagues whispered. Some felt exposed. Others, impressed. The line between truth and fiction blurred, just as it had during her PR career. But this time, Alex was in control for a different reason. Alex, VO. Before, I controlled stories to protect people. Now, I tell them to reveal something deeper. Scene brightens. Book signings, interviews. Reinvention is a familiar theme in Hollywood, but rarely this personal. From managing narratives for stars like Jennifer Lopez to creating her own, Alex's journey reflects a powerful shift. Not just in career, but in identity. In an era dominated by curated lives and filtered realities, Stories like hers resonate more than ever. Because audiences are no longer satisfied with perfection. They want truth, even if it comes disguised as fiction. Return to montage, this time slower, more reflective. Behind every headline, there's a story. Behind every story, a storyteller. And sometimes, the person who once shaped the narrative decides to finally tell their own. Alex, final line. I spent years making sure the world saw what we wanted them to see. Now, I write about what they never did. What began as a quiet debut quickly turned into something much bigger. Alex Rivera's novel wasn't just being read, it was being dissected. Social media voices, overlapping. Is this character based on a real singer? This feels like it's about someone huge. Tell me this isn't inspired by Scene, a sleek Hollywood office. Executives in discussion. Executive 1. If even half of this is true, it changes how people see the industry. Executive 2. That's exactly why it sells. The closer fiction drifted to reality, the more irresistible it became. But it also raised uncomfortable questions. Cut to talk shows, paparazzi clips, vague celebrity reactions. Host, talk show reenactment. Have you read the book everyone's talking about? Celebrity guest, smirking. I've heard. Things that no names were confirmed. No accusations made. But silence, in Hollywood, can be louder than denial. Scene. Alex receives messages, some supportive, some tense. Text message, on screen. Proud of you. You crossed a line. Call me. Alex, VO. I knew this would happen. You can't hold a mirror up to an industry without someone recognizing themselves. Why are we so drawn to stories like these? Because gossip isn't just entertainment, it's human nature. Expert, on camera. Gossip creates connection. It helps people make sense of power, fame, and morality. Alex understood this better than most. She had spent years feeding that curiosity. Now, she was reframing it.